Humanity at risk. The biggest dangers of the 21st century. Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about the biggest dangers to humanity. If you're here, you already know we don't live in a magical unicorn world. There's a lot of serious stuff happening. Let's dive headfirst into the biggest dangers we face right now. Ready? Climate change. The planet in transformation. We are living in an era of rapid and intense changes on our planet. Have you noticed how crazy the weather is? More frequent storms, floods in unexpected places, and droughts that last for months. Well, it's not just your imagination. Scientific data confirms that we are facing an unprecedented climate crisis. Climate change is a real danger, and we have everything to do with it. Our daily actions, like using fossil fuels and deforestation, are speeding up these changes. Global warming is causing problems like rising sea levels and extreme weather events. Coastal cities are being flooded, hurricanes are becoming more intense, and wildfires are devastating huge areas. And it doesn't just affect the planet, but us too. Water crisis, food crisis, respiratory diseases. Water scarcity is becoming a reality in many regions, and air pollution is causing health problems. We need to reduce our carbon footprint, invest in renewable energy, and push for effective public policies. The transition to clean energy sources, like solar and wind, is crucial to lessen the effects of climate change. The time to act is now. Every small action counts, from recycling to planting trees. Together, we can make a difference and ensure a sustainable future for future generations. Nuclear war. The unimaginable threat. The threat of nuclear war has haunted humanity since the mid-20th century. Nuclear war is such an absurd thing that it's hard to even think about, but it's a reality we can't ignore. The images of Hiroshima and Nagasaki remind us of the horror these weapons can cause. We need to talk about this. Imagine nuclear bombs exploding, entire cities being destroyed in seconds, millions of lives being taken instantly. The devastation is unimaginable, and the consequences aren't limited to the initial explosion. Radiation spreads, contaminating everything around it. Entire areas become uninhabitable, and nuclear winter can change the global climate, causing famine and more deaths. Peace needs to be built and kept day after day. It doesn't just happen by chance. It takes effort, talking, and commitment from all nations. We need to talk and find peaceful solutions, promoting understanding and cooperation among people. Only then can we avoid disaster. Because in nuclear war, there are no winners, only victims. History shows us that the destruction is total and can't be undone. We must learn from the past to ensure a safe future for everyone. Global pandemics. History repeating itself? COVID-19 showed that, even though we've come a long way, we're still open to pandemics. We need to put money into research, make public health systems stronger, and learn from past mistakes. Artificial intelligence. Evolution or threat? We are living in the age of technology, with artificial intelligence and robots becoming more and more common. But it's not just about having a robot at home. AI is getting more advanced and brings new challenges. What if AI gets smarter than humans and goes out of control? We need to make sure AI is built in a fair and careful way, always to help people. We need to be in charge, always. Biodiversity collapse. Silence in the forest. Nature is really important, and we're not giving it the respect it deserves. Cutting down trees, pollution, too much hunting. Biodiversity is a giant puzzle, and every piece is super important. We need to protect all the different kinds of plants and animals and live nicely with the planet before it's too late. Overpopulation. The weight of humanity. The planet is getting more and more full, and that's a big problem. With not enough resources, we need to make sure everyone has water, food, and energy. Too many people puts more stress on nature and causes more greenhouse gases to be released. We need to find ways to control how many people there are in a good and lasting way. The importance of water is just one example of the natural resources we need to live. Water is super important for us to stay alive, not just for drinking, but also for farming, factories, and keeping nature healthy. Without water, there's no life. We need food, energy, minerals, and these things won't last forever. Farming needs good dirt and water. Energy can come from things that grow back or things that don't, and minerals are dug out of the ground. Each of these things is super important for how we live today. We're using up resources much faster than the earth can make them again. Cutting down too many trees, digging up too many minerals, and factory pollution are just some ways we're using up natural resources. If we keep going like this, we'll have big problems for nature and for people. When we don't have enough natural resources, it can cause fights and big problems for people. When resources become scarce, people fight over them, which can lead to wars and people being forced to leave their homes. Not having enough water and food can cause hunger and sickness, affecting millions of people. We need to use resources more carefully and in a way that lasts. Using energy that grows back, farming in a way that doesn't harm the earth, and recycling trash are important steps to make sure resources are there for kids in the future. Planting trees again and keeping nature safe are also super important. We need to rethink how we use things, because we only have this one planet to live on. Earth is our only home, and we should take care of it. Every little thing you do counts, from throwing away less to picking things that are good for the earth. Together, we can make things better and make sure everyone has a good future. Our planet is always getting hit by asteroids and meteors. What if a huge asteroid was headed straight for Earth? We need to be ready. NASA and other space groups watch space for dangerous objects and need to have a plan to move or break up these objects. The weather is getting harder to guess, making natural disasters happen more often and be stronger. Hurricanes, earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes erupting. We need to put money into strong buildings and roads to lessen the damage from these disasters and make good warning systems. We need to learn to live with nature's power and always be one step ahead. A terrorist attack with biological weapons is a scary, but real, idea. We need to put money into systems that watch for diseases and find good ways to treat them. We need to work together and make plans for the whole world to fight against bioterrorism. These are just some of the many dangers we face as people. We need to learn, tell others, and get moving. Push world leaders and demand real actions. The future of people depends on what we choose and what we do. We need to be the change we want to see in the world. Thanks for watching and see you next time.